G'day guys. So I thought today would be a good day to do a video on the Hub Dyno versus the Roller Dyno. Friday night we did a video on this car here. Cassidy did a head and cam package on it, and we had a few comments, mainly on TikTok, regarding there being a massive variation between the Roller Dyno and the Hub. And I had one guy on their comment saying that there's over 60 kilowatts. Now, that's a lot. That's huge. So I thought, you know what? We've actually tuned this car on the Roller Dyno and the Hub Dyno when we only had the exhaust and intake on it. And then we've now done it with the head and cam package. So I'm going to pull it off the Hub. I'm going to put it on the Roller Dyno this morning, and I'm going to pretty much do a power run from both. So I'm going to do a power run of the Hub Dyno right now. So it's in this weather condition as we are, then do it on the Roller Dyno. So we can demonstrate to you the difference between the two dynos. And I'm going to touch base on how the Roller Dyno can be very misleading when not used right. So more of an informational video. Some people are probably going to criticise the information that I give, but my information comes from 17 years of experience operating my dynos. I've been operating the Roller Dyno now for 17 years. That's my first dyno I bought, and then we converted it into a four-wheel drive dyno and so on, but I've been using the same dyno now for a long time. So I know my dyno very well. I know it based on my experience. Nobody taught me how to use it. There was no manual. I learned how to use it, and my knowledge is based on my personal experience, not based on what the industry says it needs to be or what needs to be and so on. It's based on my experience. So this is hard fact, experience-based information, not technical based out of a textbook. So, you know, guys out there who don't operate dynos and they want to say, I don't know what I'm talking about, don't really care. For those out there who are based on experience, they want to learn and they learn with their hands, this is the video for you, because I'm going to teach you what I've learned in my 17 years of operating a dyno. So let's stop talking crap now and let's move on to the fun stuff. So we'll do a power run and then we'll move over to the Roller Dyno. Just show you before we switch over to the Roller Dyno. I probably should have added that in there, but you can keep working, Cassidy. So pretty much how the dyno, for people who don't quite understand the Hub Dyno, obviously you take your wheels off. Cassidy's just smashed himself into the wall. But yeah, so this is the Hub, and it obviously bolts directly to the wheel. So you've got a direct link through the roll or through the retarder. So there's no wheel spin. Like, this is 100% what you're getting. You know, full 100% drive line through the retarder, and it's the most accurate way of measuring. And this is why we can do gear shifts and launches and all that sort of stuff. So the Hub Dyno, in my opinion, is the best dyno you can use, but the Roller Dyno does have its place too. So, but we'll continue to get the car off the dyno and we'll get back over to the roller. So we've now run the car up on the Hub Dyno. Here's the figures. So 280 kilowatts is what the car made with the exhaust and intake prior to the camshaft, and 356.7 kilowatts is what it made today. Now, the previous video was 359 kilowatts. I'm just pointing this out because some people might try to be smarter and try and catch me out. Yes, the car did make that. That was on Friday. I don't care what it made on Friday. I care about what it makes today. So, and I've done all this in road speed, so there's no RPM or any of these, because the whole purpose of this video is to demonstrate the differences between the Hub and the Roller Dyno. So let's go across to the roller room now. The boys have just put the car on the dyno. We'll do a power run and then we'll talk about the differences. So here's the magic. So 279.6 kilowatts is what it made previously with the exhaust and intake. The Hub Dyno was 280 kilowatts. Now, not much of a difference between the two of them, and that's more or less a case of because we had it completely hooked up. The figures are very similar. Now, with the lower powered cars, you're going to see that variation. It's going to get a higher difference as the increased horsepower or kilowatts goes up, but you can see here what the story is. So now that we've run it on the roller, it's 342.9 kilowatts. So we're talking 13.8 kilowatts, the difference on this particular car. Now, yes, other cars, there will be slightly differences, and I've seen them go 15, 18, and sometimes 20 kilowatts. Now, it all comes down to the roller. So we'll touch base on that in a minute. So here's just the date and the time, just so people can line that up with today's date. If you can see it on YouTube, I don't know, but I know everyone's always trying to fact check people. So I'm just putting it out there. So let's have a look at the roller and let's talk about what and why there is a variation, and some people get high variations. So the dyno drives the front roller. That's these two roller dynos. It drives the front roller. That is the driving roller, and that is what's linked up to the retarder. And you can see right here, there's nothing hooked up to the back roller. It's only the front roller. So that's the driving roller. So it makes sense that that's the roller you've got to concentrate your load drive through. So there's a big misconception of people thinking you have to pull the car straight down through here, super tight, gorilla tight between these two rollers. The fact of the matter is the car drives, you know, and this is probably not the best demonstration, but the car drives like this. So the car doesn't drive like that, diagonal, so to speak. So to get the car completely hooked up on the dyno, I like to see my cars lift its own mass, its own body weight up. So by having the chocks in the position which allows the car to load up the suspension and lift the vehicle and push the vehicle up the roller. So we want to see it drive into the roller and lift. And as it's lifting its weight, well, if you've got, say, a car, for example, that's, say, 1,500 kilos, and it's lifting its weight, well, that's lifting its body weight. So that tells you it's pushing the tyre into the roller. Now, that's what you want it to do. You want it to drive all its weight, all its power through that tyre and transfer that into the roller. So, you know, you can't do that when the car's pulled down super tight in the roller. Like, you might as well pull the handbrake on, because we're trying to measure the power that the car produces. We're not trying to, you know, measure the power it can't produce. We're trying to measure the power it can produce. And in order for it to do that, it needs to be able to be free and to do what it needs to do on the roller. So a lot of people say that it's bad that the car comes up on the roller, or back the straps off, or push the chocks forward, or let the car come up on the roller. That's how they cheat the dyno. I don't believe that's how you cheat the dyno. I believe that's how a smart operator uses his dyno, because he knows that when his car is on the roller, now I'm not talking at the 12 o'clock position on the roller, I'm talking more like, 10, 11 o'clock, sort of somewhere between that area. That tells you that the car is transferring all its power and weight through the roller. And that's what's critical. So, and I've done a little video showing you how I've got the car hooked and how it works. And the reason why people get big variations between the hub and the roller dyno is because they never had it right on the roller dyno to begin with. Now, there comes a point where the car makes so much power that you just can't hook it up on a roller. I get it. That's why I bought a hub dyno. It's the only way to be repeatable, and repeatability on the same day with the same vehicle is what we're looking for. So we're trying to tune the vehicle for what it is. And I guess, I hope I've got the point across in this video. There's a lot of people out there, and I had one particular guy on TikTok the other day that just told me that it was 60 kilowatts the difference, and that's not right. I'm not saying you don't see that variation, but what I'm trying to say is that if you had the car hooked up correctly on the roller dyno, I don't expect them ever to read the same, because you got to take the tyre losses and the rim losses and the inertias and all that sort of stuff away from the vehicle. So the hub dyno, it's only natural, it's always going to read more. But, you know, like 15 to 18 kilowatts is perfectly acceptable. And people tend to forget that they are a tuning tool. So it doesn't magically make more power. It's still the same. Just allows us as a tuner to do our job more efficiently. And we can measure smaller figures. So that's my take on the whole hub dyno versus roller dyno saga. Everyone's got their own opinion on it. As I said earlier, my opinion comes from my own my own experience. I've been doing this for 17 years now, and I speak from my own experience. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it's as informational as I can make it. And if there's any questions that you're not quite sure, please, you know, send me a message or reach out to us, and we'll try our best to do it. I'm not trying to discredit any other dyno company out there. My dynos are Dyno Dynamics. Then you got Mainline, you got all these other companies, and at the end of the day, the dyno's as good as the operator. So if the operator knows how to use his equipment, you know, then yeah, everything's all great. So if you look at the dynos over in the States, you know, they've got the big roller dyno, which I love them. I think they're amazing. So I wish I had one in the workshop, but you know, what I have now I'm happy with, and the hub dyno just basically means we can do everything we want now. So it's not really a big deal now. So, but years ago I did want one. So, but yeah, but anyway, guys, thanks again. Please subscribe. And if you're watching on TikTok, yeah, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, or give us a thumbs down. You know, let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Catch up.